Hey, Nation, Harry here as we head into fall and we're going around the horn with our analysts, the monthly visit. And Denis Wilson out of Southern California looks the part with fall here. You look like you're about to go on a hay ride and go to a pumpkin patch. May I be the first to wish you happy Halloween, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'll tell you what, I want to key in on let me back up. For our listeners that don't track the good work that Denis with one N is doing, Denis Wilson, go up on LinkedIn, make a connection request, maybe make a custom note and refer to SMB Nation or Microsoft 365 Nation.
That works.
But go ahead and connect. Yeah, go ahead and connect and follow your post. I want to say periodic post, but it's more than periodic. It's several times a week, as far as I can tell. You post up legitimate stories, and we've already had that talk. So that's down here in the video archive about brand building and business development. But the main thing is you're consistent with that. So let's get to the point. This month, I've looked over a few of your articles. The cool thing about LinkedIn is they do kind of show up in my morning feed. And you did one the other day, about a week ago, about Google Chrome adds some new password features. So tell us what the post is about. I'm going to put the link down below in the blog so people can read it. Then I have a few questions. Go, my friend.
Yeah, good. This is a really great thing, I think, because we have not had a lot of buy-in from our customers in terms of buying a password checker. We try and pitch LastPass to every one of our customers, but I think we get about a 50% buy-in rate. And Google, I think, will they'll take that up to a higher number than that. What they've done is added a password, what they call password checkup, to Chrome. And this is a real legitimate password kind of checker. It looks to be a good product, and now having Google backing a product that comes with Chrome means you don't have to pay anything for it. We should find that we have more of the customers buying into it.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things. Two thoughts. One is they say it takes a generation to change a culture. Now the good news is a technology generation. What was the famous Intel line about the speed of chips doubling? I think a generation is 18 months, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Andrew.
Not 20. Yep. Not 22 years like human beings. So that's the good news, is the generations are much faster. But it does take a generation to change a culture. And so to your point about buy-in from the customer, right, that's a cultural thing in my point of view, because clearly the technology exists. And now you're basically saying Google institutionalize it. And that's my second point. Once the big dogs institutionalize features and functionality, it tends to kill the gap fillers. And a gap filler is a software company that detected a weakness in a Microsoft product line. Denis, a really good example is my friend and yours, Jeff Middleton, a small business server MVP. Back in the day, had that migration kit, the small business server migration kit. He had that site SBS migration.
Yeah.
He did a conference. That was a gap filler, right? And I'm in no way suggesting Microsoft crushed Jeff Middleton, because they actually crushed the product.
Yeah.
So, Jeff did fine, but that's what a gap filler looks like. I could go on and on and on. I mean, when I first moved to Seattle, I literally rode my bike down to a software developer location and bought a spell checker on floppy disk to supplement my word processors at the time. So it could have been WordPerfect. It could have been Microsoft Word. Those are gap fillers. Let me phrase that all into a question now that I've been rambling like a tired old man. This would seem to be a competitive threat, a strategic challenge to some good people you and I both know in the ISV community, the MSP ISV community, who have password managers. Is that fair? I mean, these guys are going to have to kind of look up and smell the coffee if Google's doing this.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, they're a one product house, and so they don't have any capability for moving function over to another side of the house if they lose this side with changes made by Google. That this is going to be, I think, as it happened so many times before, it becomes a changer, so that the guys who are making a good living off of this one product set are going to have to find themselves a new product set to work with.
Yeah, and why don't we bring this plane in for a landing, because I think that underscores, Dennis, you've been working with us for well over a year. We're headed into 2020 before you know it. There's going to be new stories to tell. But the one consistent theme with yourself and the other analysts is the overused phrase about reinventing ourselves and staying relevant. To be honest, it's kind of a bummer, man. To be honest, it's tiring to always reinvent yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is not that you have gone somewhere and then you're going to sit there and wait for a year and then reinvent yourself. The whole idea is you've got to do this constantly. Every month, you've got new sets of products that come from your vendors, from the marketplace, from your customers who say, "Oh, geez, I want to use this now," and it is more than a bit tiring, and especially if you're trying to grow a business at the same time, you're trying to stay even with the business that you had. It's really tough, and I, as I get older, I get less and less fun out of this.
Yeah, I hear you, and I will truly end the conversation on this final word, is that I knew of, via some relatives, I knew of a family, the dad had the overhead garage franchise in the suburbs of Chicago. And I said to myself, South, I want to be that guy, because it's a pretty static business model, right? Just sell the overhead garage unit, install it, probably a little bit of maintenance along the way. And it just seemed to me that Dennis, there's days where I would do that, because quite frankly, the overhead door technology for your garage has not changed that much, okay? It just works. Yeah, well, that's changing now. He's actually, I believe, moved on up to the big garage in the sky, sold his practice, but you get the point. It was a great example along the way. Hey, my friend, enjoy Halloween, and we will circle back before Thanksgiving. And folks, again, Denis with one N, Denis Wilson, up on LinkedIn. Go ahead and connect with them and just look at what he's posting several times a week. Keep up the good work, Denis.
Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.
All righty, thank you.